Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We got Stage 2 playoffs. I apologize. I went to upload a video yesterday of the Stage 2 playoffs. It didn't work. The upload failed. So we missed predictions from yesterday, so I'm going to cover today, and then I'm going to cover how I think the rest of the playoffs will play out. I'm also going to throw in a couple of tad bits of news. Actually, not tad bits. They're decently important. Um, so yeah, here we go. First of all, some news. A trade went down. I think it's a fantastic. I wouldn't say fantastic for both. I think it's a very good trade for both teams. So the Los Angeles Valiant have traded their main tank Fate, who is a Korean um, main tank player. He's had a little bit of a struggle this year, but I think he definitely played better in Stage 2. He's an amazing Winston. He's a solid, not amazing Reinhardt. Um, so he's going to be going over to the Florida Mayhem, and I think that probably I'd say their number two weakness was their main tank, Swoon. So I think that Fate is an immediate upgrade. They have that full Korean roster now, so he should be able to integrate quite easily into their culture and team atmosphere. And like I said, I think he's a day one instant upgrade over Swan. On the other hand, the Valiant seem like they're going to more of a Western, potentially speaking, culture because they acquired from Florida. From their academy team, actually, they got Fact Fiction, who is an American. He played for Team USA in 2017 World Cup, and he is a main tank who I would say his better hero is Ryan. I'd say he's a very good Ryan and a solid, not amazing Winston. So I think they downgraded in Winston, they upgraded in Reinhardt. They also still have Kuki, who they were playing on support, but before that was a main tank. So we'll see if he plays at all, or if Fact Fishing goes right in and plays a bunch. They also got McGravy, who's an off-tank player. I don't see him getting a lot of playtime because of space, but maybe they pull the who was doing this strategy. They pull a Houston and put in. They keep space on Diva, but then they put McGravy in on Zarya because off tanks are generally better at Zarya than the DPS players because they have more experience on her. So they got him as well. Um, so yeah, definite upgrades coming through for both teams. I think it gives the Valiant a little more depth as well. Like I said, the roster seems to be maybe tipping more Western now because they already do have KSF and agilities. So we'll see how the trade works out for both teams. I wonder if it's under the news tab. Go look. Looks like they don't have it here yet. So, but yeah, it is going down. That is a trade that is happening, and that was the big bit of news that came up. Other than that, yesterday, when I made the video, I predicted San Francisco to win 3-0, and I predicted London to win 3-1. San Francisco prediction was correct, at least overall. Shanghai did win a map and break that amazing streak that San Francisco was on, and then London won the first map, and then Hangzhou really, really just they kind of gave it to them. I mean, they full held them twice, or three times was it? They just asserted their will on them the last half of that game, and I thought that'd be a close game. I thought Hangzhou would take a map and maybe a second one and make it very close, but yeah, it was not it was not that close after the first map. So that means that the because if you guys don't know the bracket for OWL, it's not like the NBA where you think of the NBA, the one seed plays the eight. The winner takes on the winner of the 4 versus 6, and then 2 versus 7 play, and the winner plays 3 versus 6. Okay. Um, in Overwatch League, it's different. They play the highest remaining seed, which is San Francisco, because they're the number one seed. So as long as they win, they'll always be the highest seed. They play the lowest remaining seed. And since Shanghai is the 8 and they're eliminated, now that becomes Hangzhou. So San Francisco is will play Hangzhou in the semifinals. That is set, no matter what happens today. So those two will be playing, and then the winner of New York LA will play Dallas Vancouver, the winner of that match. So pretty simple there. Um, Gladiators Excel are first today, and then Fuel Vancouver after that. So I think that all of these teams are going to be really happy that Hangzhou won, because they don't. I don't think anyone wants to play San Francisco, especially not right away. So yeah. Oh, that's right. The Valiant also got Shax in the trade, who's another Western player who speaks English. So, and he was last time I checked, he was a DPS player. I know he switched around a lot. I think he was a support at one point, but I believe he is a DPS now. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, what do I think is going to happen today? So, New York and Gladiators, they both kind of struggled a little bit. New York lost to Atlanta twice in the same stage. Gladiators looked really, really flat and lost to Boston last time out. They were 6-0 before that, though. Honestly, this is by far the hardest matchup to pick. I think you flip a coin. I'm gonna go New York. I I just have a very hard time seeing them lose in the first round 2 stages in a row. I would still probably favor them over anyone except for San Francisco and Vancouver. I think they're still the third best team, but this match determines it. In my opinion, whoever wins this match is the third best team in the league right now. So, but I think that the top three, like three and below, are still a ways below number one and two. But I'm going to go with New York just because I really didn't like what I saw from the Gladiators last time out. They didn't really look like themselves. I think they will play a lot better today, but they looked tentative. They look kind of like they did in the beginning of stage 1 where they weren't really taking the initiative and they had the same roster out there. So I don't really know what was going on. Um, New York did lose to Atlanta twice, but I mean they're 12 and 0 otherwise in the regular season. I think that they still have an insane roster. I think that their dependence on Jonak from the um, it doesn't work as well in Goats comp as it does in like the 2-2-2 meta. So I think that that is a disadvantage for New York. But at the end of the day, I think they're a little bit better. I think that they're going to squeak it out in 5. But this should be a super entertaining match. I will be really disappointed if it's a blowout either way. Obviously, I would rather Gladiators win because that's my team, but I think logically, I think New York has a slight edge here. And Vancouver, Dallas, we saw it play out earlier this stage. Vancouver won 4-0. It was not even close. When we've seen Vancouver struggle, they're playing against multi DPS comps. I don't know how many times I've said this. I feel like I've said it about 25,000 times in this first 2 stages. And last time Dallas was like, "No, we're better than you. We're gonna go mano y mano. We're just gonna run nothing but Rhine goats and beat you." And they got slapped. Dallas got slapped last time by Vancouver. So I remember that was the match where I was like, "Oh, it should be really close. I think Vancouver's going to win, but Dallas will put up a great fight. It'll be 3-1, 3-2, something like that." And it was super disappointing. Will Dallas put up a better fight this time? I think so. I don't know. They'll probably run some like Sombra, maybe try to throw him off a little bit. I just don't see him taking a map if they go Rhine Goats v Rhine Goats. I just don't get why teams do it. The only team that's shown that they can do it against them is San Francisco. No one else can do it. So, in the end, I think Vancouver wins. I think Dallas will come out with some strategies because I still really like their coaching staff. But if they just run Rhine Goats at them and get slammed again, my stock in Dallas is going to fall through the floor. I almost said fall through the ceiling. They're sky high right now. They're going to fall straight through the ceiling, straight to the second floor, right onto the ground floor because it did not work last time and they have to make adjustments off of that. But like I said, in the end, I like Vancouver moving on, which would mean Vancouver plays New York Excel in the semis. I think that will be a great match. I won't, like I said, I'll predict what's going to happen, but I'm not going to go too in depth of it because I will make like new predictions once the actual matchups are set. But if that is the matchup, I like Vancouver beating New York. I think they would take that one 4-2. Um, in a pretty tight match. I just like Vancouver's playstyle for Goats a little more, that over aggression, and then New York has shown more weaknesses I think than Vancouver overall. And New York doesn't really ever flex off to DPS comps, so I think Vancouver definitely has an edge there. And then San Francisco and Hangzhou. San Francisco takes it in 5. I think it'll be 4-1. Hangzhou, I think a 2CP map is a pretty good bet for them. When they played San Francisco earlier, they gave them a good fight on Paris, so maybe they could roll that over to a win, um, or maybe on the control map. But I don't like Hangzhou as much as Shanghai for control maps, and Shanghai barely beat San Fran on a control map last time out. So I think San Francisco wins pretty easily, but Hangzhou does make a couple of maps close and snag a map. And then grand finals, if it is the rematch for San Francisco Shock Vancouver, I like San Francisco, and I like them in 6. I don't even think it goes to 7. I think it could be over in 5. I think San Francisco is a lot better than Vancouver right now. Might be a hot take, but the way that both been playing when I've watched them, I think San Francisco is significantly better at GOATs now. I think they were about equal in stage 1. I think San Francisco's gotten better. I think Vancouver is pretty much stagnated. And San Francisco will be able to punish mistakes at some point by the Titans. They run a little bit of a tighter ship right now, and of course in GOATs that is a very big deal. Yeah, other than that, that's about it. Those are my predictions for the stage playoffs. Again, sorry about yesterday. Will not happen again. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. There's just a little bit of like news, I guess. After San Francisco beat Shanghai, Shanghai played a lot of Sombra, and like I mean a lot of Sombra, and Super called it a crutch that bad and sloppy teams use because they can't run full goats. And honestly, to me, that interview felt extremely scripted. I felt like Overwatch League was like, "Oh yeah, Super's not afraid to say like spicy stuff. We'll give him some stuff to say and kind of feed like the rumor mill." So yeah, that's how it came across to me. If you guys haven't watched it, go look it up, um, and let me know what you think because it it felt scripted to me. I don't know. It felt like because Shanghai always talked about how much they respected Shanghai the first couple stages too. San Francisco ran the Sombra themselves too, and honestly, I don't think it's a crutch in goats. I mean, trading off your Diva or your Zarya to run Sombra is a massive like risk. So let me know what you guys think about that. I thought he was pretty off base, and it didn't. I don't know. I don't know if in his heart of hearts he even thinks that. Um, so we'll see. I do still think San Francisco's the best team, and they win this stage. Um, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Obviously, Shanghai made it pretty tough on them, so anything can happen in the Overwatch stage playoffs. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. If your teams are playing today, good luck to them. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. And with that, I will see you in the next one.